with better people or I'm in trouble. The reason I say that is if you're the best person on your team, you're in trouble. Other individuals will help you achieve the level of success that you're looking to achieve. And if you're the best person on your team, you got problems because there are other folks out there that are going to be better at the tasks that we're talking about than you, such as the negotiation. And we'll talk about that as we move along. Contract control. Now, one letter answer. Let's see if we can crash the system again. Everybody can still hear me okay? Yes? Awesome. Yeah, I told you this dial-up internet thing's not so bad. I think it's going to catch on. You know, the internet and email stuff seems to be pretty big. Where are all these business builder rules? They're in my head. And Ken. So talk to him about them, the things that are missing, the pieces that are in between. Are there some where the rules change? Yeah, based on the business that you're in, right? Like business builder rule number 1, we just talked about helping people, or and the money will come. When you're dealing with banks, when you're talking about short sales as a way to profit within this business, let me tell you what, I'm not there to help the banks. I'm there to help the individual that's having a tough problem. I'm there to help my business, but I'm not there to help the bank. So it will also change based on the strategy that you're involved in. This system, this setup that I'm giving you right here as far as these rules, they're very, very common. It's the common ones that are going to go along with this. Number 4, contract control the property immediately, okay? When you find a property, when you see a deal, you jump on it. Okay. When you see a deal, you jump on it. It's the reason that I love this business, because of the guarantees. We need to determine the best way to exit the deal, so that we can determine and understand what's best for us. Some folks are looking, okay, I can buy property today, fix it up, sell it, walk away with $100,000 in profit. Buy it for 50. Fix it for 50. So our total investment is $100,000. Sell it for $200,000. Okay. How many of y'all would agree with me? One letter answer. My profit's $100,000. I buy it for 50, fix it for 50, sell it for 200. We profit $100,000. Okay. Problem is, you're forgetting one of the biggest issues in this business when it comes to momentum and gaining the profit immediately. If I sell it, my taxes are half my profit's going to go to taxes. All right, we're going to pay 50% of those profits in taxes, right? John's got it down there. So a lot of times the best case scenario is not to sell it. We'll look at other ways to exit these deals, right? Minus real estate agents, taxes, okay? Those are all expenses in the deal, great. But are there better ways to put this money into our pockets and not have to pay all of those sale expenses, mitigate our taxes down? Yep. Some folks throw up their 1031. The 1031 exchange is one of my least favorite ways. Okay. For those of y'all that type that in there, we're considering that. The 1031 is one of my least favorite ways to defer taxes. Okay. And that's the number 1 word in that strategy. 1031 tax deferred exchange. Okay, there's a calculation. There's a way they're going to collect those taxes down the road. Get Trump's tax accountant. Even I have a good sense of humor. Let me tell you, 30,000 chats on here, and I noticed the Trump one. Hopefully some of y'all understand that joke too. Look, hey, those tax laws are tax laws. If y'all can't beat them, it's time for you to join them. Yes. Right? Now let me explain something. I don't agree with everything that goes on that side of the table. I said I don't agree with everything. Pay your fair share. Don't overpay in taxes. And a lot of people do that on a daily basis. Some people don't pay their fair share. I'm not a big fan of that, because rule number 1 that I gave y'all is safety. And look, you can't go out and do this business. You can't have the lifestyle that you're having without the The tax dollar is going to protect the freedoms, the liberties that a lot of us have. So pay your fair share. Simple solution. All right, now back at it. Exiting the deal. We'll look at the ways to do that and maximize our profit. Property management, okay? Property management. Because if we're holding these investments, we need to control the situation that we're in, okay? We need to control the environment that we're in. Business Builder Rule number 36. Control the situation. Control the situation. Do not allow the situation to control you. Control the situation. Don't allow the situation to control you. All right. Now, these guidelines, as we start to invest, will give us the ability to control the situation, because I don't ever get involved with a deal that I don't control from top to bottom. All right. And these are the ways that we do that. We control our investment, our return. What's my investment? What's my return? What are the upsides, the downsides? Okay, next to 3 and 4, you could write something like time, energy, blood, sweat, and tears. What's my physical involvement? Number 5 and 6. Number 5 and 6. What are the best cases? What are the worst cases when it comes to the financial gains? Okay. Number 3 and 4 is non-monetary. Number 5 and 6 is monetary. Number 7 is, how do I handle that worst case scenario? If I put my cash, my time into this deal, what's the upside? What's the downside? What's the best case, worst case, and how do I handle the worst case? I wouldn't doubt for a second that everybody on this session this evening is willing to give me $100, knowing for a fact they could lose the $100 or make 10 grand. Those are the only two outcomes, okay? Well, you can handle the worst case scenario. Some folks out here are not going to be willing to turn over $10,000 knowing you could lose the $10,000. But the other outcome is you could make $100,000. Some folks are going, yeah, take the 10 grand. It's worth it to me, okay? Because the 10 grand doesn't change your day-to-day life. This is risk assessment, and we have to understand that if we're going to involve ourselves in this business. Just saw one come up. Good idea, Brian. I love it. Screen print the stuff that you see as the slides and go back and review the notes later, or write quickly. I had a wise lady tell me one time, buddy, a short pencil is far more valuable than a long memory. We're going to take a break. Now, I apologize. I'm going to be a few minutes later than we typically would be in this session because of the technical difficulties. Hang tight with money lenders as well. 3 contractors minimum. We're going to have 3 contractors repair estimates for every deal that we're involved in where there's repairs needed. Real estate attorney, title company. I like those two to be tied together anytime they can be. Last but most certainly not least, a good accountant. And next to that, you can write, because it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. Okay. Now, moving on. We know these team members will help us take our time out of this business. So that's why Ken's going to want to know, and I'll have him come on tomorrow. We'll have a little bit more time. Hopefully we won't have any technical difficulties. You can see his name and number and contact information to the left of this arrow. He wants to know if you're curious or serious about this business. A lot of folks understand there's a ton of money in real estate. Not everybody understands that there's money for them in real estate. So he's going to want to know, are you curious about this, making this happen for yourself or your families, or are you serious about making this happen? The reason I do this is solely because of what it allows me to do outside of traditional business, not having a day-to-day job that we have to be prepared to get up and go to, be able to spend time with our family members when we want to, be able to go and do the things that we enjoy together. And that's crucial to us. So when you look at number 1 to this system being safety, you can see here why that is crucial to me, because we would never risk the things that we do for a simple deal or ways to make money. Okay. So Mary says, hey, at a team member that you could utilize it at a title company. So one of the things that we do as a part of this system, and you can talk to Ken about, Mary, is networking with a group of professionals that are going to benefit your business. And we have a group of 30,000 that you could tie to immediately, okay, as a part of this group. And when you become a part of this group, you can tie them immediately, and you can also advertise your services to them. So as you have this lifestyle that you would never risk, it's a part of having financial freedom. And I break this down into 3 separate phases. Phase 1, meaning your bills are paid. And I'll give you the ability to write that formula down. I'll explain to you what it means. Phase 2, meaning you have some extra cash. You're able to enjoy a finer life, but you can't do all the things that you want yet. Oops, let me go back. Because the phase 3 piece of financial freedom, it's coming back up. I apologize, y'all. The system works a little better than we need it to occasionally. It's quick. Phase 3 is being able to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want. No negative financial consequences. Now, most all of us are looking to get to phase 1. If you're already at phase 1, meaning your bills, your monthly bills are paid by your business, by your investments, you can do as you please. Talk to Ken about getting to phase 3, because that's where most folks want to be, those photos that I just showed you, which is we're able to do what we want, when we want, with whom we want. Phase 1, simple process. Take your monthly bills, divide that by 200. Okay? 200 is the minimum rental amount, as you're going to see here in a minute, for a single family residence. Single family, that's a SFR, single family residence. It's going to equal your financial freedom number. So if it is $5,000 a month, meaning that's your monthly expense to survive, we divide that by 200, which would tell us it would be 25 units rented monthly to survive. That's a lot of units. We'll look at ways we can reduce that by going into different streams of income as it's pertaining to real estate. Now, since we understand how to achieve financial freedom, we want to look at the economy. Okay, now this is Phoenix, and you can look at any market in this perspective, and I'll give you a chance to write these pieces down because this is what we're looking at when it comes to market analysis. This is the baseline for real estate. It is supply and demand. What's owned? Let me get my arrow up here. What is owned? What is vacant? What is already rented? And what are the rates that we're achieving for those properties? As you look at Phoenix, 1.462 million is a 10% increase in population over the last 12 months. Unemployment, 5.4%. Median household income and median home price, okay? Next to these 2 indicators, income and price must keep track. How do you live in New York and own in Phoenix? It's a very interesting question. The love of my life says this, because the first real estate investment that she purchased was in Phoenix while she was living in California. She said, you know what? Invest where the numbers make sense. Live wherever you want. The way that you do it is with team members. Again, I'm teaching you the ways you do this along the way. We have to have the right property management. We have to have the right inspectors. We have to have the right team members in place to allow us to invest outside of the areas that we live in. Guys and gals, Phoenix is not one of the best markets you can invest in today, but it is a very great market to invest in today. The reason I'm looking at Phoenix, because you have things like this. Property appreciation at 18% over the last 12 months, which means you buy a property today for $100,000 in 12 months, it's worth $118,000. It doesn't take a whole lot to get rich when appreciation rates are at 18, 20, 25, 30%. But we do function differently in these environments, okay? We have to look at the properties we're purchasing. Median home price means that half the properties were purchased above 159.8, half the properties were purchased below 159.8. Median household income. This income number needs to keep track with this home purchase price number. Otherwise, we're going to have a hard time when it comes to qualification. Okay, we need to look at rents. Do rents keep track with home price? They sure do. Okay, these rental dollar amounts will far surpass the mortgage amount for the purchase price. So it doesn't matter what market we're looking at, these are the components that you need to be most familiar with. Population, unemployment, median home income, median home price, appreciation, and rents. Okay? They drive the supply and the demand, the owned, vacant, and rented structure for your specific market. Now, there are many places, many tools that we utilize to find these numbers. Talk to Ken about our real estate success software. It's a proprietary tool that gives us all of this information. We call it the RESS, Real Estate Success Software. You can also talk to him about our business automation, which we'll look at this evening because it automates the market analysis in this business for us. Now, as we start to look at these different strategies, some folks are concerned about where should they be investing in real estate. Should I be buying real estate to fix and sell? Should I be buying real estate to hold? Should I be buying into paper assets? The page numbers, I got to tell you, the page numbers are not going to make sense. Y'all don't have books. In your notes, draw the circle with the peace sign in the middle of it. On the left, earn, right, passive, bottom, portfolio. This is the circle of wealth. It's going to help you understand, as we start to wind down, where should you invest. We're going to look at profit minimums yet. What should you make on every deal, or you're wasting your time spinning your wheels? And spinning your wheels is one of the biggest issues I have in this business. Business Builder rule number 30 is I have 90 days. I have 90 days and I'm out. You have 90 days to work on a deal and then you need to get out of it. For the right deal, the money is always there. There's plenty of money in this world. It's unequally distributed. For the right deals, they will always be funded. Now, up at the top of your drawing in your notes, where you have your circle of wealth, where this top line is, put 75,000. 75,000. I do not recommend individuals purchase properties to hold until they have a minimum of 75,000 in reserve. Now that could be credit lines, equity lines, retirement accounts, as long as you can access that money, 75,000 in reserves. I'm just talking about, Brandon, so you know, in your notes. So you won't have a page number, okay? Talk to Ken about our live events. Y'all can get into our live events and learn this stuff with our trainers face to face. You got it. So this part, I use the same slides when I teach live. Won't make sense. But I'm going to go ahead and teach y'all what this means, because this is where you should invest. There's 3 types of income in real estate. There's earned, there's passive, and there's portfolio. So we need to know when we invest in those types of income, when we get out of them. Business Builder rule number 30 again. Number 30 is you have 90 days to structure the deal and then get out. The reason I say that is if the money doesn't materialize, if you can't bring it to closing and make profit, stop working on it. You're wasting your time. You're spinning your wheels. It comes up in this lesson because a lot of folks will dive right into buying properties to rent. They'll buy a piece of property to rent when they don't have any cash. So when they need reserves, they're in trouble. Or they'll go out and they'll buy CDs, or they'll go out and they'll buy tax liens and deeds. And their money's tied up for 2 and 3 years when they need a paycheck tomorrow. Okay, so this just gives us a good breakdown of where we should start investing. Yep, 30 equals 90 days. 75,000 goes right here, right in between the two, right on that line. You need to have $75,000 in reserves before you start buying properties to hold, okay? Which is going to be your long-term income. We'll talk about that as we move along. Earned income. Now, you don't need to write all these earned income strategies down. I will give you the ones we want to focus on today and tomorrow. Wholesale, foreclosures, discount notes, rehabbing, land development, options, factoring. These are all great strategies for developing an earned income. When it comes to real estate, where I can guarantee you what your investment is going to be, what your return is going to be, we want to focus on some specific strategies. These strategies will also come along with minimums and a system. Now, the profit minimums I want us to focus on. The strategies I want us to focus on are wholesale, lease options. Oh, this is going to skip for me. I apologize. I'll come right back to it. Sarah, I see you want me to go back to the earlier slide, probably so you can jot down all those different earned income strategies. Again, these are the ones I want you to focus on. These are the ones you want to write down along with the profit minimums. What are you going to make for your time and capital involvement in these deals? Number one, wholesale, $5,000. We're going to talk about a wholesale assignment, what that strategy is, what it means. Lease options, we'll talk about that. $15,000 next to lease options, next to the $15,000 in parentheses, write the word collective. They're going to give us upfront money. They're going to give us month-to-month money. I need it to be collective through the life of the deal. $15,000. I do not get involved. Foreclosures, short sales, $30,000. SS stands for short sales, $30,000. Remodel, $15,000. Rehab, $35,000. Rehabbing properties versus remodeling properties, we will look at in our time together, and it is scope of work. I'll show you the differences as we get into it. We don't look at any of these deals unless we're making that as a minimum, or we're wasting our time. Now, in order to do this, and in order to do it in a very profitable manner, the system that we have developed allows you to continue your current lifestyle, work your JOB, and put in alongside of that a specific amount of time. For the next 12 months, we're looking for 3 hours a week total. That's it. I get it. A lot of small business owners are going, that's crazy. I put 83 hours in every week. I put in 25 hours a day so that my business would succeed. The key here is we're not creating a new wheel. We're just helping you put into motion the wheel that already exists. What will that create you in the next 12 months? If you follow this system, it will put into your business pipeline 2 wholesale deals, 3 foreclosures. That's $100,000 in profit. Now, at the point we have access to $75,000, we need to start buying properties to hold. We need to start generating some passive income. This is what buys our time back in life, allows us to stand in the gap for other individuals. Again, you don't need to write all these down. I will give you in a second the slide that you want to write everything down, which is the profit minimums, rentals, lease options, mobile homes, property management, commercial. Yep, that's right, mobile home parks. The mobile homes are little tin boxes that just puke money, okay? A lot of folks look at low income and they think, poor lifestyle. That's not the case. A lot of times they may have a low income, but great lifestyles. The minimums that we're looking for, SFR, single family residence, 1 unit, a single family home, a 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit. Anything up to 4 units is residential, single family residential. $200 per month per door. So a single family home, $200 a month, or I'm walking away. On a fourplex, $800 a month in my pocket, or I'm walking away. Lease option, again, $400 a month. That is a collective dollar amount. Commercial is $150 a month per unit. So a 10-unit apartment complex had better put $1,500 a month in my pocket, or we're not going to consider it. Mobile home park, check that out. Highest percentage of accepted transactions. Lowest investment, highest return at $300 per month for a single mobile home. Now, this is the same 3 hours. The same 3 hours. I believe we had test. Oh, looks like we had a little technical difficulty there for a second. The same 3 hours over the next 12 months will yield you 1 lease option per month. We're going to do 1 lease option every month. No delay, no debate. And 1 mobile home park or 1 apartment complex, 1 multifamily, 1 commercial property over the next 12 months. Why only 1? Because it only takes 1. Now, portfolio income, okay? Portfolio income is what will withstand the test of time. It allows these little ones to realize that they have anything they'd like in life provided by us, okay? I just seen a question. Can I do this with 20 grand? If you're saying, can I get involved in this business? I have 20 grand available. Sure. We'll show you how to do it here shortly. Tonight and into tomorrow with zero cash or credit.
Awesome.
When you start to develop the cash and credit, you want to protect it because it's generational wealth, guys and gals. Yep, that's right. 0 is what will allow you to protect from scratch your loved ones, your family members, your friends for a lifetime. It takes time to build, and it takes time to protect what you've built. But those folks that you care about need to know that it's going to be there. So through creative finance, seller financing, wrap mortgages, hard money lending, discount notes, tax liens and deeds, asset protection, we can protect the incomes that we're generating. Now I'll give you a second to write those ones down. And next to this segment in your notes, I want you to write this phrase. And I'm going to type it in down here for you as well. My line in the sand number is blank. My line in the sand number is blank percentage. So I just typed that phrase in for y'all. You can write it in your notes and you can realize this. You don't need to settle for what people are giving you through a 401k or an IRA or a pension plan or a CD or a mutual fund. You can determine your returns on investment. Talk to Ken about tax liens and deeds if you're looking at protecting money, capital you already have. Something as simple as a 401k. A lot of times we don't access those things thinking we're going to get taxed or penalized, and it's not always the case. Okay? There are a lot of retirement investment account structures that we can utilize to invest, protect, and mitigate taxes down. Okay? My line in the sand number is blank. It is a percentage number that you determine. How much money do you need as a return? What is the percentage you need as a return on your money? So as we start to move into some different pieces of the training tonight and into tomorrow, I want you to understand this. I know it. There's 4 types of people on here. There's 40 of us. There's 4 different types. Every one of you operates with one of these 4 personality types as a dominant trait. a focused trait. The rest of them are secondary. The reason I want you to jot these down as notes is so that you start to understand the benefit of it, the importance of it, and how this is not just basic information, but it's information that no matter what experience level you're at, you can utilize. Here's what I mean by that. My drivers, we have a percentage of the individuals on this training who are drivers who are going, just show me how you're buying properties for $5,000. Show me where your sourcing agents are acquiring properties for 10 cents on the dollar. But the problem with the driver is their excitement can outrun their education. They don't realize that when they go out there and meet a counseling, amiable type of individual, they need to adjust. Because if a driver comes across an amiable counselor type mentality who is in foreclosure and starts to say, hey, I'll help you win. You can get out of this. We'll fix your credit. They're going to lose the deal because that person doesn't care. This person cares about how it is going to help them, their community, and their family members. Their counselors. Our expressives or our socializers, y'all just want to have fun. You'll be with me tonight and tomorrow because we're going to have fun. We're going to laugh. We're going to chuckle about some things. We're going to chuckle about the election. We're going to chuckle about the economy. Because you're having fun with it, you're involved. The problem with that is mixing with an analyzer could be very difficult. The analyzer loves the training because we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bullet point pieces. Business builder rules from 1 to 75 out of order. Even though they're out of order, they're numbered. So analyzers can go back, put their own sequence to it. But if an analyzer is completely concerned about the numbers and you're talking to, in this business, somebody who's very social, you will lose the deal. So you need to understand personality traits, which one is your dominant, secondary, how you function. A big part of this is understanding that real estate is not everything. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. We've talked about the philosophy behind real estate, why you want to invest, where you should invest. So the philosophy starts to get into the market, okay? The location, the type of money, the capital that you would use to take these types of real estate transactions down. The team members who are going to keep your time out of this business. Then we can start looking for the property. But so many folks dive in first looking at the property and they miss things like having a database of end users to turn their property over to. I hope you wrote that down. A lot of people go right for the property and they do not have an end user to fill it. Well, without the people, the property won't make us any money, okay? So I want to leave us this evening with a few words. I want to talk about this before we get into tomorrow's learning, which is going to be nuts and bolts on how to put together a real estate assignment, how we analyze these market, what breaks down a real estate market, rehabbing, remodeling. We'll probably even have some time to talk about foreclosures, maybe look at some of the live tools that I have. How many of y'all would like to see, let me see an answer with a one letter. Yes, if you'd like to see some of the tools I use as part of this business. All right. So it looks like it's going to be unanimous. Sweet. I got to tell you, I'm horrible with technology. Some of y'all are laughing going, come on, dude. Yeah, I'm dial-up internet, a computer that won't get through the session, and you want to show us your tools? I get it. The tools myself, my team use, I'd love to show you some of them. I'm going to do my damnedest, excuse my language. I'm going to do my darndest to show them to you, share my screen with y'all tomorrow. I think it's pretty cool when I can do that. I'm not the greatest at it. If I can't, if it's going to cause us technical difficulties, I'm not going to do it. We'll just move through with traditional paper training, slide training. You can always reach out to Ken. He'd be glad to show you some of those tools, give you demonstrations on what we use. I got to tell you, this guy right here, you need to reach out and bug him, because without him, I would not be where I am today. And I got to tell you, today, I believe, Look at this arrow. There is a looming financial crisis. Looming. Years ago, we got into a mortgage crisis because folks couldn't pay their mortgage payments. And I see the same thing taking place with student loan debt. People are not paying their student loans. People are taking out student loans for other purposes. And we cannot predict what is going to happen. I'm tired of everybody saying, oh, this is coming, that's coming, this coming. Oh, because Trump was elected, because Hillary won the popular vote. Bullshit. None of that's going to change what goes on in your day-to-day life. But what you can do is start to prepare for what is coming in our future days. If you've never if you've never read this book from Robert Kiyosaki, write it down, check it out. One of my number one mentors, and it's a second chance for your time, your money, your goals, your dreams. Get them back, because as the economy changes, the middle class will be pinched out. It is your choice which side of that you want to fall on, the side with money or the side without. And I got to tell you, okay, history has a strange way of repeating itself. And today, the stock market, it's at, and we don't even have a chart, it's at all-time record highs. Yet they tell you now is the time to invest. No, we don't buy at record highs. We buy as professional investors at record lows. At record lows. Now, will we continue to see the dollar decline, or will we see a total collapse, a complete economic breakdown? I personally am not a firm believer in that. I believe the dollar will continue to go down in value. I firmly believe that the value will continue to decline because our own government is the biggest cheerleader of that. We are paying back trillions of dollars in foreign debt. Why not do it with devalued dollars? Okay. When we start to look at our standards, the system was created and shaped according to the progressive ideology and agendas of Horace Mann and John Dewey. It is important to note a remark made by one of our Prussian architects of this system. And I'm talking about our U.S.-based education system. I quote, "If you want to influence the student at all, you must do more than merely talk to them. You must fashion them, and fashion them in such a way that they simply cannot will otherwise than what you wish them to will." And in 1902, Rockefeller went on to create our U.S. Board of Education. And I quote, "The object was to use the classroom to teach attitudes that encourage people to be passive and submissive to their rulers. The goal was and is to create citizens who were educated enough for productive work under supervision, but not enough to question authority or seek to rise above their class." Look, y'all, I can certainly say from an individual that has grown up without age, race, color, sex, religion, I was adopted at birth, that slavery has never been abolished. They just opened it up to everybody. Whether you have a good tan or not, they put a minimum wage to it, and they send you home at night. They call it a job, where you're building somebody else's dream. Many of you are self-employed, where you're building your own dream. The downfall to that is you have no time freedom. We want to talk about how to transition over here to the right side, moving into tomorrow. If y'all have questions, concerns about anything we've talked about this evening, again, I'll leave those up for a minute. Jot down Ken's number, extension, email address. I'm going to have him come on tomorrow, say a few words to us, talk to us about the things that can help you in your business, where you should be getting started, and the concerns that you're going to have. You will have them. That's why I say Business Builder rule number 4. You got to become comfortable, feeling uncomfortable, and just go help people. The money will come, okay? And know that everything we do, Business Builder rule, last one we give you for the night, is number 2, legal, ethical, and moral. Everything we do in this business needs to be legal, ethical, and moral. That's how you know you can depend on a person like myself, like Ken, who love you all more than you know at this point. You'll know tomorrow more on why. And you can trust those folks to help you grow in this business, okay? Business Builder rule number 2. Everything we do in this business must be legal, ethical, and moral, okay? Talk to Ken about questions, concerns you may have, about copies, about these trainings, about getting in to see us live, guys. Tomorrow, we're going to go into why college education doesn't work, right? Now, I'm not going to do it from a standpoint of teaching you all about why college education doesn't work. I'm going to show you the deals that I do today, the deals that you can locate in your own backyard that don't require this type of education for one strategy. Heck, that type of education from us means you can work anywhere you want to on any strategy you want to. Now, I'm not talking about investing in a business system that is going to take all of your time to bring to fruition. Look at these franchises, y'all. These are some of the top franchises available. And then you've got to put in your time and energy, okay? We're going to talk tomorrow about ways to limit our time and energy, not being a self-employed individual, not being an employee who is in the typical rat race. I'm sure some of y'all know what I'm referring to there, okay? We're talking about ways. I see that. I'm going on 2 years. I've been paying mine for 6 years. Student loans suck. A lot of people are trying to turn in their student damn loans and their college diplomas today for what I call refunds because the stuff didn't work. I get it. Now look, that's a joke. You went there, you finished, I hope. You got one path. It doesn't mean it's the only path. Tomorrow we're going to talk about more ways to become business builders, investors that are going to strategies are going to pay us for a lifetime regardless of what it is we want to go and do, okay? Now, tonight, think about those things we talked about. Think about ways you can generate different results. And here's what I want you to write down. The last piece of the evening I want you to write down is this slide. Because to get different results, there may be some folks on here who have served in their areas, military or police force or firemen or nurses, physicians. Look, those folks are out there to help someone, and here's all they got to do is change their conditioning. And in the military, they send you to boot camp to change this. They send you through an apprenticeship, through an internship to change this conditioning so that you have a different self-concept. With a different self-concept, your thoughts, your words, and your actions around money are going to change, which will give you different results, okay? I want you to circle and star these 3 things. You need to change your thoughts, your words, and your actions around money, and your results will change. We don't have to go back to boot camp for months on end, years on end, to change all this left side negative programming. We can do it by starting to change our thoughts, our words, and our actions. Tomorrow we'll start to look at how that's going to affect us in generating money through strategies within real estate, such as wholesale buying, and how we assign our rights and agreements to create cash. I hope you all have had a great time. I have. I'm looking forward to spending some time with y'all tomorrow and learning more about this business and what it provides for us, our family, and our friends. Again, if you have questions, concerns, To the left of this arrow, okay, is one of my number one team members. His name's Ken. He's there to help y'all. Be dialed in tomorrow. Tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern. We'll go through this stuff. We'll dive into some strategies. Start putting some money in your pockets. Have a great evening. Be safe in all that you do. We'll chat with you then.
Like all this stuff at a cheaper price.